Hey people, welcome back to the workshop.
Once again. Once again.
So today we're going to be doing a fantastic summertime dish. We're going to be doing Banbanji鸡丝. So basically we're going to be doing a cold chicken and noodles dish. And this dish is absolutely fantastic for when summer starts kicking in and the season changes over from spring into summer. And it's really, really good for you as well. Mark will break down in the medical breakdowns that he does. There's just so many good things about this dish. So let's get into it. So let's have a look at the ingredients that we've got today. The ingredients that we have here: cucumbers, tomato, we've got our Sichuan pepper. I'm using green today, but you can use red or green, doesn't matter. Ginger, spring onion, Chinese vinegar, and you can use white vinegar too, both is okay. And I've got here white sesame powder and black sesame powder. You can use either black or white, but I like to mix black and white. Chili oil, soy sauce, and also some sesame oil. Also here I have 2 chicken thighs with the skin on. Okay, and what we're going to do with those is we're going to poach them, and after we poach them we're going to put them in cold water, which has been seasoned with Sichuan pepper, ginger and spring onion, and then from there we can start to form the whole dish. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do with Banbanji鸡丝 is we're going to poach the chicken. Actually, you can poach it the night before. So what we're going to do is you're going to take your chicken thighs, okay, and just you've got the same broth base, which is the ginger and the spring onion and the mineral water, okay, as you make for the xiantang, okay, and we're just going to add both of the chicken thighs. So you can actually also make your xiantang from this. You don't need to have the chicken neck or the chicken ribs or anything. You can just start making it from here. Leave this on a low heat to bubble and boil. It's going to take you anywhere between 30 or 40 minutes, depending on what heat that you're cooking at. But make sure that it doesn't come to a full boil. You want it on a low boil and just a slow bubble, and just let it slowly bubble away and cook. Okay, so we've got a chicken poaching. We're going to leave that for a while. Next, we're going to go on to preparing the seasoned water to soak the chicken after we've finished poaching it. So basically, I've got some spring onion greens. Just going to rough cut them. Okay, crush them, put them in the water. Take some ginger. You don't need to peel it or anything like that. You can just slice it raw with the skin on. Slice a decent amount. I always cut the edges off because you can use like this for fine cutting stuff afterwards. Okay, give it a little bit of a cut. Same thing in your hand. Crush it, put it in. Then take teaspoon, tablespoon of Sichuan pepper, whether you're using green or red. Use your dao, your knife. Crush it. Okay, scoop it, put it in as well. Okay, so we're going to add all of that in there. And then I like to get in there and give it a little bit of a break up, like this. Okay, so if you're going to be using this straight away, you really want to leave it to sit for, I don't know, 30 minutes or something. If you can, you really want to poach the chicken the night before, because it's easy to do. You just put it in the stock and just poach it, and then leave it in the seasoned water and leave it in the fridge overnight, and the chicken will have like a much fresher, crisper flavor. So that's basically how you prepare it. Prepare the water. After that, just put it in the fridge, and we're done. And now we can just sit back and wait for the chicken to poach. And in the meantime, we can start preparing the sauce for the dressing. And also we can start preparing the garnishes for the dish, which is the cucumber and the tomato. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is prep a plate. So we're going to work with our tomatoes and our cucumber. So basically you want to take your cucumber. If you want to take the skin off, you can. It's up to you. Some people take the skin off, some people don't. So if you take the skin off, the quickest way to do it is take a peeler and just peel it like so. So once you peel it, like you can just peel it roughly, like it's actually good to have a little bit of color left in it. So basically what you want to do now is you want to cut these at about even lengths. So today I'm making this dish for 2 people. So I'm going to prepare 2 plates worth of cucumber. Yeah, we can use these extras if we need to, but basically you want to make sure that you cut them at the same length. Yeah? Okay, so after, cut it in half. And then you're going to cut slices. Not super thin, but pretty thin. Let me do it once more for you. Cut through, fingers pressing down. Again, cut through. Again, cut through. So you basically have slices like this. And you can pretty much line them up. So lined up. And then from here, you're just going to slice them. So I'm going to slice these all the way through. Like this. And you can put them back in line. So it's looking basically like this. And if you're like new to cutting, you can just take each individual piece and cut it like this. Is a safer way to do it. So you're going to end up looking basically like this. So we've got 2 dishes here tonight. So we're going to start our first plating, the first level of plating. So you're just going to place the cucumber in the middle of the bowl, flatten it out like this. And then next we're going to move on to the tomato, and we're going to put the tomato around the sides. So next, our tomato. All right. So cut off here, snip the very end here, and you're just going to do a forward and back cut and slice it as fine as you can. Okay, so take your freshly cut tomato and just place it around the outsides. Dress the outside of the bowl. It can be kind of loose, doesn't have to be super perfect, but just basically dress the outside of the bowl like so. So continue to dress the tomatoes or tomatoes, and next we'll start on the sauce. So next we're going to make our own sesame oil. So we're going to take black sesame powder, about 2 tablespoons. If you use 2 tablespoons of black, you want to use about 3 to 4 of white. So we're going to add like 3 to 4 of white. You can use just black or just white, whatever you want, but this is the blend that I like. Then we're going to take sesame oil. Okay, we're going to have like 90% sesame oil and about 10% regular salad oil. So it's like that. And then we're going to mix it through. We want to make like a raw sesame paste with no sweetness in it, because a lot of the sesame paste that you buy in the West have a sweetness to it. We don't want the sweetness, we just want raw like sesame paste taste. Okay, so next we need to dice spring onion, okay? So one of the best ways to dice spring onion, and like most quick and convenient ways, is you just want to roll it with your fingers and just slice through it. So you just basically slice it like this. You can go right the way through on both ends. This will save you like a ton of time. And then you can see from here, I can just go through and dice it. So easy. So this is a really, really quick way. This is what we call like a rough dice. So you have like fine dices where you need like small squares, or you have like, you know, like super fine dices where it's almost like a paste, or you have like larger dices where it looks like a diamond. But this is what you just call a rough dice. And that is the quickest way to do it. Next, let's cut our ginger. Dice it. Okay, so the chicken's poached. Okay, so we're going to take our chicken out. I think it's done. Put them on your cutting board. This is how you can check if it's done or not. Okay, just come in and just stab it with your chopstick, and you can see the juice that's coming out is clear. There's no redness in there. So that's how you know it's cooked. So even after you poach it, you have to remember that the whole heat of the chicken will die down and become cool. So sometimes when you cut it, you might think it's red, but it's not. You know, that's just the cooling down process of the chicken. But if you stab it like this in the fattest part and no blood comes out, it's cooked. Okay. So from here, we're going to add it into our poaching water. And I mean, of course you can, like I said, of course you can do this on the same day, but really, if you have time and you're able to do it, if you leave this for one night, you can make a spectacular tasting dish. Also, this poaching method, I want to teach to you guys because we can break off from this recipe into a whole bunch of different other recipes that we can use this exact same poaching method for, whether it's for chicken, whether it's for pork. There's a whole bunch of different poaching methods that we can use to make cold dishes that are enjoyable through the summer. All right, so now we're going to put our sauce together, okay? So we've got our soy sauce, we've got our Chinese black vinegar, we've got the spring onion, we've got ginger, we've got sugar, we've got our freshly made chili oil that we just showed you how to make. This is Sichuan pepper powder. So like usually I use the full corns. You can roast the corns and dice them and use it that way, but I just have powder because it's more convenient. And the sesame paste that I showed you how to make earlier. So we're going to start off, we're going to put about 2 tablespoons of sesame paste. Like I said, I'm making this for 2 people. We're going to add a decent teaspoon of sugar, like that, to each one. Add ginger, okay, like a teaspoon and a half. Depends on how fresh the ginger is. If you have like really, really fresh ginger, you don't need as much. Okay. Then we're going to add what we'd say 3, so maybe 3 tablespoons-ish of soy sauce. Like that. Next, we're going to take our black vinegar, and if the soy is 3, then the black vinegar is going to be like 1.5, right? So it's almost like half. 1.5. Okay. Then next, we're going to add a decent, there's no actually set recipe for it, but a decent amount of spring onion in there. Yeah. About like that. Then we're going to take our Sichuan pepper powder, or you can roast it and grind it. Add it in like this. And take that beautiful fresh chili oil that you made from the shuijiu and add a good, decent 2 tablespoons full. Like this. And set aside. There you have your sauce, your dressing sauce. All right, so next you want to get that chicken that you've left like marinating overnight or for a few hours, okay? We're going to take it out. Take out that chicken thigh. clean off any like Sichuan pepper that's in there or ginger or spring onion, and then you can just discard the water. When we put the thighs into the soup stock, you know, they were like this big. So after it's had like a decent amount of time of marinating, they're gonna like really tighten up, which is what you want, because when it tightens up, it's gonna hold the juices and that flavor from the Sichuan pepper and the ginger and the spring onion into the chicken. Okay, so you can do, I mean, you can just dice the whole thing and start from there, or if you want to be like more sort of like professional about it, you can do like a bit of what they call trimming, where you can kind of trim the sides so you get a nice square, you know, for when you're preparing it. So I could sort of cut this off, and then if I wanted to use that for another dish, I could use it. But basically what you're gonna do now is just from here, just take the chicken and just slice it. Doesn't have to be super thin, but not thick, right? And I know there's a lot of people who don't like to use chicken skin, but I just got to be honest, like the traditional way is to do it with the skin on. And yeah, I just like it much better with the skin on. So once you've sliced it like that, yeah, you can put it on the plate, getting ready to serve. Okay, so next is the noodle stage. We take our noodles, yeah, add them into the water. Now, remember, when you make this dish, you want them to be like a little bit bouncy. Bouncy and crisp is the word. So you just wanna, you know, something like these like thin egg noodles, like don't need much time at all. Make sure that you have cold water running and just give them a try. And you want them to be just a little bit bouncy, all right? A little bit more. So now we're looking here, how we're looking here. Okay, good. Right, so next, straight under cold water as soon as you possibly can. Get the noodles straight under cold water. Now we're gonna rinse these until they're totally cool. And once you've rinsed the noodles like this and they're totally cool, strain the water out of them. Strain as much water as you can out of them. You can push against the sink like this and get as much water out as you can. Okay, like this. And they're pretty much ready to eat. But if you're a Patreon follower, let's check what we do next. All right, so next, take our noodles, place them in the middle of the bowl, and just lay them flat like that so you can see the tomatoes around the side. Just like this. Don't put too much in there because you know that afterwards you got the chicken that's got to go on top. Then we're going to put our chicken on top. Boom. Put our chicken on top. Like that. And then the next thing we have to do is dress them. Dress the dishes, then you mix it up and then you're ready to go. So just make sure that you mix the sauce well, okay? Make sure you give it like a really good mix. Get all those flavors blended. And once you've done that, bam. Oh. 你饿了吗？棒棒鸡丝。 Absolutely. Okay, so that's a fantastic summertime dish for you guys to cook. And remember, like the recipe is a little, in the beginning, a little bit difficult. But remember that you can prepare the chicken like 2 days before and leave it marinating in the water. And you also can prepare the sauce that goes over the top of it in advance as well and leave it in the fridge. So if you take those two elements out of it, and then, you know, just go back to like this night, I have to make this dish. Like basically all you have to do is prepare the noodles, prepare the cucumber, prepare the tomato, take the chicken out from where you've been marinating anyway, dice it up and put the sauce over the top. So once you've learned how to prepare the sauces and once you've learned how to prepare the chicken, it's a dish that can actually be whipped up like really quick as soon as you get home from work. Yeah, so thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks a lot for watching. I'm going to be giving you an introduction to like some of the what they call lang sai, which is like cold flavored dishes, which are just fantastic for summer. And I know a lot of people in summer like will lose their appetite a little bit. So these next 3 dishes that we're going to put out on Wok Drop are really designed for you to still be able to get the health benefits, and get a great flavor, get a great taste, but not necessarily like have to eat lots of food, you know. So that's what we're going to be focusing on for the next 3 dishes. We're going to have like a smacked cucumber salad. We're going to have cold spare ribs, like sweet and sour spare ribs, and we're also going to put out like a pork and cucumber and garlic dish. All right, so stay tuned. Don't forget that also we have a Sichuan Kitchen on Instagram, so please come and check out Sichuan Kitchen, follow that. Also, when you're sort of leaving to go to sleep tonight or whatever, if your elbow like hits that like button and then sort of brushes over the subscribe button, like please, please like and subscribe. We'll catch you next time. And just, oh.